So we will continue from the part 1. If you have not watched that, do watch the first part and the link is there in the description. The final part is that you might be asked to run the container as a service. Now that can be done for the root user also and as well as for a regular user also. The process is little different for both, so I'm going to show you both. First for the root user. So as a service means what? Now every time you restart this, okay, you want that you should be able to just start it just like a normal service. It's using systemctl, enable, start, all those options you want to use. Okay, so what you need to do is, if you want to do it for the root user, you need to write podman generate systemd, okay, and then name of the container, let's suppose web5, redirect /etc systemd. This you need to memorize this path, system slash, and then whatever name of the service you want. Okay, so they'll give you the name, what, like this should be the name. So let's suppose they say web5 container dot service. Okay, now system daemon reload systemctl, and now you will be able to start it as a service. So systemctl start, what was the name? Okay, I mistyped there, it should have been web5, but I will now use the same name, we5 container. Okay, I just misspelled the name, doesn't matter, so I'm going to use this only. So how to check? Now you can check the status. Okay, this container is running now. All right, so you need not to start it every time. Now how to make it persistent so that it automatically starts? You need to enable. All right, so this is done. Now this will automatically restart once the system is rebooted. The second part is, if you have to do it for a user, a particular user. So whatever user is given, use SSH to move into that user. So let's create one here as of now. So user add, let's suppose test. Let's set a password for the test user and use SSH to log in to that user now from here itself. The password, okay, so who am I? Right, you can see now we are at the test user. All right, so we have now SSH into the user, podman image. So what we need to do is pull the image for this particular user. So I have downloaded the HTTPD image for this particular user also. All right, so we need to run a separate container, because if you see podman ps, nothing is there, because whatever image, whatever container you run for one user will not be visible for the other. Okay, so that's another security aspect. So let's create or run the container -t name. Let's suppose now we keep the name as new and we map the port. Okay, let's suppose at 85 this time, and everything this remains the same, but we need to run a new image for this particular user. That's the bottom line. Okay, so for whatever user they have asked, root user, then fine. If for a regular user, accordingly you can do. So if the process remains same, the only thing that I'm going to discuss here is the systemd part, how it differs for the root user and for the normal user. Now in this case, first you need to make a directory here, -p, in the user's home directory. Okay, so in the user's home directory we need to make this entry config.config/systemd/user, and then you use podman generate systemd, name of the container which is new, redirect home directory dot config/systemd/user, and now you write the name of the container service, whatever name you want to give. So let's suppose new container dot service. All right, successful. Systemctl. Now for the normal user, the commands are same, daemon, reload, start, enable, whatever, but you need to use --user. Okay, so there are a couple of changes. One, you need to make that directory, and the second one is every time you use systemctl, use --user. So use daemon reload, then systemctl --user, start, and the name new container. Failed because service did not take these steps required. Okay, yeah, I forgot one step. So one more thing you need to do before this. So you need to open this file, home directory /.config/systemd/user/ and the name of the container that you gave, new container.service. Okay, this file you need to add it, scroll down, and here in the end you need to delete this and write here default dot service. Okay, this entry you need to make, save it, and now you need to reload the daemon and start the container. Right now you can see there's no error, and you can enable it. Okay, we can check whether the service is running or not. Systemctl status new container, so --user, right? Okay, so remember --user every time you use systemctl for a regular user. Okay, so that's it. That's all about how to pull a container image, how to run a container image, map it to a local directory, and run the container as a service from the root user or even from the normal user. I hope now you will be able to attempt the question on container. Any doubts you can ask in the comment section.